What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another deck analysis. Today we're going to be talking about the Mount Lady deck. There she is. Boom. That I took to my own webcam Wednesday this past week. Yeah, that's right. UniVersus Games didn't host one, so I took it upon myself to get one. It looks like I remember right, we had 10 players come and play for some cash prizes, which was pretty cool. Kind of a big lead up to the winter clash that me and Let's Talk UVS is hosting this upcoming weekend at time of recording. So if you haven't signed up for that, there'll be a link in the description down below. But I want to get to it. So ended up going. Let me check my notes here. Ended up going 0-3 this week. I don't know if it's because there was a little bit of cash on the line or what, but man, my Mount Lady deck did not do nearly as well as my Ochako deck. So I want to talk about it. Round one, I fought against. You know what? I'll just go to my main face. We'll go to the face for now. This one, yeah. Round one, was fine. Fought off against Shigaraki 3. Ended up going 1-2. Was able to rush down really quick for the one game that I won, and like dropped him to single digit health on the first or second turn. But the two games that I lost were just like the game just got out of my hand. Wanting to play these big, really powerful attacks at high difficulty cost, when my opponent can make my checks significantly worse with their character ability and breaker and using things like twisty surroundings, was really, really tough. And then my moves have a lot of stats on stats, right? I've got three attacks that are 6 speed, 5 speed, 5 speed, all printed. And so things, it just had a lot of really good tools to just zero out the speed of my really big damaging move and just block it with a breaker block. So like that matchup felt really, really hard. Round two, I went into Air Jiro, another 0-2 game. And it felt not close. Their 6-hand size aggro deck was better than mine was, right? Which is just, you know, how these 0 to hero challenges work. There's gonna be some weeks where they just don't come together. And that match felt like it was not possible to win. I did not actually think that there was like a single chance that I could scrape out of it. Even on, I want to say like one of the games, they built 2 foundations and passed, and then I still like just couldn't do anything about it. It was crazy. And then round 3, I fought off against Mina 2, which on full display of the power of that character in the most recent set Gem Burn, she got a lot of tools, and that I think that deck is real. It's a real deck that I think you should be paying attention to. I don't know if it's necessarily like extraordinarily good, but it's a deck you at least need to pay attention to. And so also another 0-2. That one felt significantly closer to winning, though. I felt like some of those games I could have gotten there, but I just didn't quite get there. And so now let's jump into the deck analysis. So obviously Mount Lady, we're gonna do these in no particular order when it comes to the specific cards, but we're going to go by type. So I'll do character, attack, and then foundation. So Mount Lady herself at this level was fun. +3 damage was neat. Having the fun mini game of trying to get extra counters was cool. I never one time got to do the plus stats or make it unblockable. I got to 10 counters one time, but there was always a reason why I just couldn't do it. Either I got to 10 counters in the middle of my turn and I couldn't play one additional move, or I couldn't make the move lethal, right? So like there wasn't a follow up. There was like, oh, it doesn't matter if they block it. I'm gonna do 12 to them and they're at 15. So like I still need to play another one, and then that one's just gonna get blocked. So I was never able to like clutch out that. And then the commit to face up just like didn't necessarily matter. Flash Fire Fist Hell Spider, good card. I don't think it was good, bad, indifferent. Truly, it was fine. I liked. It was good. It was better than fine. This card was good. Made my stats bigger. Didn't feel very good to lead off with, and it wants to be a bit of a leading attack just because it's a 4 diff. Felt like it wanted to be the second card played most of the time. Up next, we have Dragon Crash. Dragon Crash was fine. Man, the thing that my deck didn't need was was a damage. It just needed speed. And so a 3 low for 9, which I got consistently. Lots of 3 low for 9s with this card was very good. The low block was very good, but the fact that it was just like, it was so slow, and they only had to hold the 1 low block, but they knew they had to hold a low block. This card was fine. Definitely not in the bad category, that's for sure. Dragon Dive for the exact opposite reason. A 6 high for 7. Incredible. Very, very good. I should keep moving. Dragon Dive, incredible. Super, super awesome. Felt great. I really, really like the current attack lineup that we have as we move on to Canyon, which is just possibly the only overperformer in the whole deck. We'll see about the foundations, but like, this card was cracked. It was, at minimum, it was a 5 diff, 5 for 9 as the opener that got me counters inside of my turn. It felt very good to go Canyon into Hellflames, to Hellspider, into any of these dragon moves. Felt very, very potent, very strong. But speaking of powerful moves, teehee. Let's talk about Titancliff. Titancliff was good. I think my issue with Titancliff was I'm not running enough cool things to make Titancliff like really pop off and sing in my foundation base, right? Like, the cool thing about like Titancliff under the void symbol is you get to build in cool cards with the Edge Shot foundation, right? You review that foundation and it builds itself in, and then you use Titancliff to build in an additional one, right? Which was pretty cool. This card also probably didn't feel like it overperformed strictly because, you know, I fought against Shigaraki 3 for a third of my matches. And so like, this being a 6 diff that I can potentially check a 2-1, committing 4 resources doesn't feel good even if I get to build one in. But yeah, it discarding 3 and then redrawing 3 felt potent. I don't know. I think it's fine. It's fine. All in all, I don't think that with the cards that I have available to me right now because of 0 to Hero, I don't think I'm allowed to change the lineup. And I think that you're gonna see a lot of Hellspider, Dragon Dive, Dragon Crash, Canyon in a lot of the Earth decks that I'm allowed to play. I think this might just be like the best commoner Earth package that you can have. It feels very, very good, but we'll see. We'll have to see. Moving on to Quick Response. Quick Response overperformed. Again, this card is just so good. My deck didn't need damage, it just needed speed. All of my moves are highs except for the Dragon Crash. It felt super good. Resourceful is just the commit for -2 damage. It was fine. My deck felt like it didn't actually have any real defense on its face. It didn't feel like it was very good defense-wise, but it might have been user error, truthfully. But I wanted to have Resourceful as well as, we'll just jump into it, Hatsume's design. These cards were fine. They're not bad. They're not bad. They're fine at best. Could they be replaced, right? Could I put them in the bad and they'd be something else? Possibly, but I already felt like my defense was really lackluster, and so it might be the fact of like I need more potent speed reduction. Heroic Endurance, though, this card super overperformed. I would slam 2 if not 3 of these bad boys on the table, and my 30 health character in one turn would go up to 36 health, 38 health. It felt very, very strong versus a lot of, like, every deck. My opponent has a 4 damage move, and I slam 2 of these sideways. Their jolt doesn't work anymore, right? It was really, really good. And then like if like 2 of these stops 8 damage from happening, which is really strong, really strong. 1-Mana Inferno. This card is, in our context, it was bad, but it's because Tam was bad with it. We'll add a row below. You ready? We'll make it purple. Tam is bad. I never was allowed to leave this card up versus Jiro. And so Jiro would like look at the top card of my deck, see I have a 3 on top, and I'd be like, man, it'd be really cool if I could discard the top card of my deck to make them discard the top card of their deck. That would be neato. But it just didn't happen. I wasn't able to find the turns where like I could push relevant damage and keep that foundation up. Just didn't happen. The new number 1. This card's neat. I don't think that I saw it very much, and even if I did, I don't know how much it would help. It would have helped versus things. Actually, you know what? I think it got committed down like the one time that I saw it versus it in Vast Strength. Just got committed down versus the Giro player. And so the Giro player would just like, they have double jolt and they would go new number 1 Vast Strength. You don't get to have those cards. All right, here's Comet. And I'd look at them and go, yep, there's Comet. Nothing we can do about that. We'll go back. Web of Blades? Web of Blades was so niche that I just didn't get to see it. I don't think that I could see myself cutting this card. I think this card is very good, especially with how high printed stats my moves are. Titan Cliff getting -2 speed and then it going back up to printed 5 speeds, so it's back to 5 high for 9 is very good. Like, the difference between 3 high for 9 and 5 high for 9 is so massive. So I don't see myself cutting this card even a little bit. Ultra Regeneration, one of my favorite cards in the whole set. I bet in a more constructed version of this Earth Mount Lady, this card would be in the overperformed category. In the I only had 2 to work with, or I only used 2. I did have ways to build them in for free besides Titan Cliff, right? I didn't have like a new training method to help me out. This card felt good. I liked having it in my stage, but it was definitely fighting for the number 23 Pro Hero, which we'll just talk about right now. This card was overperformer. The only way that I got to win my one game versus Shigaraki is I found all 4 of these through organic building and Titan Cliff cheating them in. This card's not fair in this character. This is the card. This combined with Titan Cliff is the reason you play both of these cards at a 4 of. Giving all of your all of your attacks plus X plus 3 is like, it's just not fair. Combining that with any amount of other speed that you could possibly have on your board, I think like quick response, for example, closes out games so efficiently. It's so good. Such as Dragon Power. Again, I'm not gonna put it in the overperformed category, because like number 23 Pro Hero like did its job, but this card was very good, and I think Dragon Power is going to see a lot of play in a lot of my 0 to hero decks, just because like of how well it tactically works with Dragon Dive and Dragon Crash. It's a 1/5/2 mid block. Like it was just like it's really good at just doing the job, you know. Same thing with number 10 Pro Hero. This card only it was a 4 in my deck, yeah, because it's a 0 def. 0/6, 1 high block. I could just build it in with Titan Cliff, but normally I didn't. If I had additional zeros that I could put into the list, I would be down to cut this number just a little bit, because like I never felt like I never felt like I was forced to build this card in. I never did build this card in. I don't believe. Check the VODs with my Titan Cliff, but I mean 0/6, 1 high block, even if it's blank, it's totally okay. Great to tactically use with quick response. I'll just show my number 10 Pro Hero. Card doesn't do anything. Saving Bakugo, never relevant. Didn't see it. It's whatever. It's whatever. And then number 7 Pro Hero. This card was fine. Don't have any bad cards so far. This card was fine. I bet in like a real deck, that has like any amount of like true defense, I bet this card would be pretty good. I never really got to use this card to like turbo out my counters and then defend myself really well with my other cards and then blah 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 blah. This card just like felt fine. This is the reason to play the Earth symbol, is just to have this card, and so constantly reviewing cards. Number 7, number 23, constantly reviewing cards over and over and over and over and over again. It just didn't quite get there. And then defending Pageant Queen. This was probably a Tam is bad. I think I got to play this card one time, and I probably just like popped it a little early because, you know, I only have the one copy that I get to play because it's the only one that I've opened. That's where we're at. I think it probably belongs in the good category because I don't know how this card can't be good, right? I don't have like any silly on block effects to like, yo, the high blocks were so nuts, but like I think it was probably like I probably popped this card off too soon. It's either this or this, right? Or like I just didn't see it enough. But it's funny because this deck that I'm showcasing right now, this Mount Lady 2 deck, went 0-3, and I think that it is a better deck than what the Ochako list that I was playing did last week, which I think is really interesting. And so that's either that like the deck just did better last time because of the fact of like the tools and the choices that air deck had available to it, or and this deck like wasn't as good, or the caliber of player and the caliber of deck was higher this time than last time. I don't know. For anybody who saw who's seen week 1 and week 2, first off, thank you so much. That's so kind of you. But I would love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions on how the competition stacked up. Which week was harder, week 1 or week 2? Let me know down in the comments down below. With that said, I have to open a couple of packs. Again, the way that this works is I get my 1 pack of entry, and then I get a bunch of jet burn for losing my matches. So I have 4, or no, sorry, it's not jet burn if I win, the other packs if I lose. So I've got 1 pack of jet burn and then 3 packs of previous sets. So make sure you go and check out that video as soon as it's live over on the channel, as well as that'll be the building for week 3, which we'll have fun on Webcam Wednesday. With that said, you guys, thank you much for watching the video, and as always, I wish you well.